but the only thing that I can seem to think about is you. People always asking, what would Jesus do? I guess that everybody else is thinking about you too. All around the world, what they talk about is you. And my plans, the shows and the fans would probably drive me crazy if I didn't hold your hand. Cause no matter where I go, I never ever go without you. I just couldn't do it, no, I wouldn't get through it. Trying to rock without you's like an engine with no fluid. I'd crash and I'd burn and I'd die without you.
Nicole Mason Show. We are so excited that you have put us on your schedule today. And as I always say, today is like no other. We always bring our very best to you, women who are utilizing their gifts, their talents, and their skills to move the world and make impact. And today, we have such a woman with us. And I want to introduce her to you, the wonderful publisher of the Courageous Woman magazine, Sister Telishia Berry. She is a speaker, playwright, author, radio host, and the publisher of The Courageous Woman magazine, an inspirational publication that highlights the accomplishments of extraordinary women. Telishia is also the host of the Courageous Woman radio show, which has reached over 1 million listeners. It airs on ICBS Radio 111.3 FM in Los Angeles and is accessible simultaneously online. Telishia Berry's best-selling novel, The Baptist Junkie, is a Christian fiction drama about faith, family, and redemption. She is currently preparing to launch her second book, Girl, Get Yourself Together, a nonfiction book that encourages women to focus on being their very best mentally, physically, and spiritually. As a playwright, Telishia has numerous stage productions to her credit, including gospel music plays Wake Up, Wake Up 2, and Hair Weave. Telishia is a mother to 4, including 2 daughters who are recent graduates of the Los Angeles Film School, and a son, Kendra Berry, who is an actor and singer, most known for his roles as Jabari on the hit TV show Girlfriends, Darrell on HBO's 6 Feet Under, and he's currently on a new show, Hand of God. Help me welcome Telishia Berry to the Nicole Mason Show. You there, Telishia? Let's see what happened. Okay. 1 second, everybody. Just Nicole. All right, you there? Telishia? Telishia, are you there? Hello? Okay. Put the full picture up, Eric, and take me off the mic. Let me see what happened.
Come on, come on. God called you to speak everything that you're wanting to see. Answered prayers are yours if you only have faith and belief. By His word, I'm breaking my world today. I can freely proclaim, 'cause I spoke it, I can see it, I'll obtain it.
Now, y'all know, people who know me, you know I'm not all that technologically savvy. So I inadvertently pushed the mute button. So she's on there saying hello, hello, and I'm on this end saying hello, hello. Okay, so let's try this again. Let's welcome Telishia Berry, the publisher of the Courageous Woman magazine, and all of these other credits to her name: playwright, speaker, author, all of these. She's just a bad girl. So Telishia, are you there? Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes. Okay, listen, thank you for bearing with me. And so I just want to thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. It is indeed a pleasure to have you. And let's just start from the beginning. Last year, we had the awesome privilege of meeting at the Sacred Sister Leadership Network with our dear friend and sister, Dr. Vicki Johnson, who we had on 2 weeks ago. And we made an instant connection because I wanted to know more about what you do. So let's jump right in and talk about this awesome magazine that you publish. And I had my copy that you gave me at the Sacred Sister Leader Network. And I tell you, it is a fabulous magazine. This is one of the few magazines that I've read from cover to cover. each and every article, everything. So tell us about the magazine.
Well, first of all, I thank you, and I'm so honored to be here with you, and it was just a pleasure meeting you at the Sacred Sister Leader Network. It was so many wonderful women, and I just appreciate you so much. The Courageous Woman magazine is something I actually started it online back in 2011. And, you know, a lot of times we start things out of our own stress and our own pain.
Sure.
So it was a period of my life that I was just dealing with a lot of challenges, and I was constantly praying, and I was praying to God, and said, what do you want me to do? What is it that I need to do? And the Lord spoke to me. He said, I want you to be courageous. And all that you're going through, I need you to be courageous. So at that time is when I decided that I was going to start the magazine. I had always been in my spirit to do a magazine. I had done similar things, but I always was fascinated with advertising and having a publication. I always wanted to work for a big magazine. But God said, you know what? Start your own magazine. So I did, and we started right online. We had women from all over the country that would submit articles, and it was a very inspirational. My goal was to inspire women. I was one I read a lot, so I wanted to find articles that would inspire me in my time of troubles and going through challenges. And I couldn't find enough. So I said, those are the type of articles that I would write. And at a time when I was being connected with so many women in ministry, and they would become my friends and pray for me and pray me through those situations. And I wanted to make sure that the magazine was able to give back to what some of the women were giving to me.
Yeah, well, it's a fabulous magazine, and I tell you, some of what you just talked about in terms of your goals, you certainly have met them, because each of the articles were very, very inspiring, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And thank you for the opportunity to do my debut writing in a magazine for the January and February issue, and we've shared that, and I certainly hope that those who are listening and watching us, that you will go to the website. So, Telishia, let's give the website for the Courageous Woman magazine while we're talking, so people can look at it.
It is courageouswomanmag.com.
Okay, courageouswomanmag.com. So you all take a look at all of those articles, and we have, there we go. So you have been able to work with and write about some fabulous people. So talk about some of the people who have graced your cover and you've had the opportunity to work with and speak with about their lives.
Oh, wow. We've had some really, really awesome women who have had great success. One in particular is a young lady who is a 2012 Olympic gold medalist. Her name is Clarissa Shields. She's actually from my hometown, and I kind of took to her like a daughter. And so we've been friends for a couple of years, and I wanted her to do the cover. She actually did a cover for me before when we were doing online, but recently she did a cover for the print issue. So that was fun. We had a lot of fun doing that article. I had a full beauty glam team, and we really did her makeup and hair and had a lot of fun with that.
And some of the others that you've had?
Well, recently, one of our recent cover is Women in Blue, our current issue. It is women that are firefighters and police officers, and they are in our community, and I thought they deserve to be recognized. They work hard, and that definitely is a courageous job, to be a firefighter and be a police officer in a city like Flint, Michigan. So we had a good time with that one as well. And I've had Danny Johnson, millionaire Danny Johnson. I've had Dawn Jones, who is a anchor woman here in Flint.
Mm-hmm.
I've also had Stacy Ladisall.
Mm-hmm. She's hometown,
And,
homegrown here.
Yeah, your hometown girl.
Yeah.
We've had quite a few very, very interesting. Renee McClellan.
Mm-hmm.
She is a Emmy Award-winning director. A good friend. So we've had some really, really interesting, it's been very exciting to see how a courageous woman has grown and how we've been able to encourage women. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's fabulous. And so you've also written some gospel plays. And so share with us a little bit about Wake Up To, and Hair Weave. I'm interested to hear about those. Share a little bit about those plays.
Well, actually, I started as an actress. So I was traveling around the country performing in off-Broadway gospel musicals myself.
Wow.
And after I left the road, and I had always desired to write, and my family said they think I came out of the room of producer because I was always singing and writing stuff when I was a little girl. So I was raised by my grandparents. So I was the only child, so I had to entertain myself.
Right, yeah.
So I did a lot of acting, a lot of making a lot of noise all by myself. So once I came off the road of performing, I was decided I wanted to produce a play. And my husband and I at the time were I just had a baby, but I was so energetic. I said I wanted to continue to act, but couldn't do that with a new baby. So I said, let me go ahead and produce the play that had been in my heart and in my spirit, and that was Wake Up. So we did Wake Up for several years, actually, and then we did a follow-up to that play, which was Wake Up 2. So it was an anti-drug, anti-violence musical, and we had a lot of fun with that, and a lot of community involvement, a lot of community support. And I did Hair Weave. Hair Weave was a comedy. That was me stretching myself. I'm more of a dramatic person.
Yeah.
But I got a little bit of funny bone. So I was like, go ahead and do this comedy. So I had fun doing that. It was all about the hair industry. So that was fun as well.
Okay, awesome. So now we have to talk about this book. Now, I'm sorry I did not get the book in time for our interview so that I could read it prior to, but just the title of it and the book cover itself, is just provocative, I would say, provocative. And so I want to talk a little bit about the book. You did send me a little blurb about it. So let me just share. And we have the book cover. So we could put that up. It's the novel, The Baptist Junkie, is a drama. It's a story of redemption for young Brenda, who went from the church to the streets, and how the Lord's hands were always on her. She just didn't believe it until she learned forgiveness. This Christian fiction story will keep you on the edge of your seat until the last page. Wow. I mean, just the cover alone is provocative. So talk a little bit about the book.
Well, you know what? It took me quite a few years to finish this book. I had been writing this. I wasn't a person. I wanted to do a novel, but I was busy raising kids and, working and doing mama duties. And I want to finish this book. So finally, a couple years ago, I decided, it's time to, kids are grown, kids going to college. Let me get on to this book. And the book is based on real people people in my family. And it is a family story. And it's about a young woman who was raised in a strong Christian family, and she got pregnant out of wedlock at age 16. And the story goes on to what she deals with in her family, in her church, and it starts in 1968. So getting pregnant out of wedlock in that time was not a good thing. So she dealt with a lot of issues, a lot of personal issues. She dealt with self-esteem issues, and at that time, her father told her that she was ruined because she had gotten pregnant out of wedlock and she wasn't married. So she kind of took that to heart. And so often we take words people say to us to heart, especially being a young woman and having some insecurities. And because of that, it caused her to withdraw, and it caused her to go out into the world seeking love in all the wrong places. So that's the story, is her journey. But she always believed in God from where she came from. But she went through some things before she made it and made to understand that God was with her.
Wow. And so what was the reaction to this novel when you first published it?
Oh, wow. I've gotten such great responses from it. So many people say they relate because, like I said, it's a family story. It's what this family was dealing with, and it's real because it's real. It was real in my family, and actually a true story based on my family. So people really responded in the way that it was real. Either they've experienced some of the issues that we discussed in the book, or their family, or their cousins, or just the time era, being 1968. They remember the time. So it's been a wonderful experience to finally get this book done, and the response has been just awesome. I feel very blessed.
Yeah, that's awesome. Every time I looked at the cover of it, because you gave me one of the promo cards, just the book cover, I'm like, wow, this thing is so provocative, because just wordplay, the Baptist junkie. It's like, okay, I want to open this book and I want to find out what this is all about. And so I can't wait to get my copy to read it and just to really give some response on it and to share it with others. And so while we're at that, why don't you give people the way that they can contact you? Your social media.
You can contact me on our website at courageouswomanmag.com, or you can email us at the CW Magazine at yahoo.com. I also have my personal website. It's TelishiaBerry.com.
Excellent.
Facebook. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, all that.
Yeah, good. Okay. So, connect with Telishia. And I'm really super excited because there's so many women all over the world doing so many great things. And I'm just so excited that you are working to bring some of those people to the forefront in your magazine, in your plays, all that you're doing. So tell us a little bit about the current book that you're working on. Girl, get yourself together.
Yes, that is the book that I am working to complete and get out there. Girl, get yourself together. That is a statement that I had to tell myself when I was going through some very hard times, difficult times in my life. Sometimes we have to speak life to ourselves.
Absolutely.
And we have to be able to encourage ourselves. And that was my statement to myself when I was going through and I didn't feel like I could go on. I would have to tell myself, girl, get yourself together. You can do this.
Yeah.
You can do this. So it was several statements that I had to tell myself to just keep myself encouraged. And so I decided to title the book, Girl, Get Yourself Together. And it just focuses on encouraging women to be physically, mentally, and spiritually better. And that's how I had to get through troubled times in my life, to focus on being healthy, to try to eat better, to get up and go work out, because working out for me really, really helped me. I would put on my music, my headphones, and I'm listening to my gospel music that ministered to me, and I worked out, and I got in a zone, and it really helped me. It helped give me energy, so spiritually, I had to go to the Word. That's what helped me, and I had to, even when I was going through, I had to share my testimony. It helped me. It encouraged me to encourage somebody else. So I knew there was things that made me better, and I wanted to share it and encourage other women.
Yeah, and that's powerful stuff, because it is critically important that we as women take good care of ourselves. I've always been of the mindset that you can't give what you don't have. And so you can't give out what you don't have. You know, if you don't have the energy, you can't give it to anybody else. If you don't know the word, you can't give that to anybody else. And you are absolutely correct that it is the word that empowers us. It's the word that encourages us. It's the word that lifts us up out of dark and difficult situations. And so, yeah, girl, get yourself together. That's going to be a great book, because I would submit that most women have said that to themselves at one time or another in their lives. Just looking in the mirror and speaking to yourself to say, girl, get yourself together. Come on here now.
Right. You know, I had to believe. I had to believe that God wants greatness for me. And I couldn't, you know, going through, sometimes we get depressed and we want to ball up on the sofa and just stay there. I knew I couldn't do that. I had to keep on telling myself in the moments when I wanted to lay there, get up and get yourself together. You have a work. You got to keep it moving. No matter what you're going through. I have children. They're watching me. I got to keep it together. Get up and get yourself together.
Yeah, and that's critically important too. You know, when you have people around you that, you know, really depend on you, women must find their outlet. You know, they must have a group of women, and it can be a very small group, but a group of women that can, quote, this is a coaching phrase, that can hold the space for them while, you know, we go through, while we have our moments. And those spaces have to be sacred. And that's one of the things that, you know, I love about Dr. Vicky, because she's created these spaces for women to have those kinds of moments. But we have to have them individually with people that are in our inner circles as well. So you hit on something very, very critical there. And it reminds me of the story in the book of Acts, Tabitha, where Tabitha had, and some texts call her Dorcas, same person, and some texts call her Tabitha. But you remember in this story where she had done all of these different things for the people in her community. She was sewing, she was probably counseling, she was speaking a word, and then she died. And the interesting thing about that is, you know, this is why we have to be so mindful of our time and our energy, because we are good at a lot of different things, and not all good things are God things for our lives. Right. What's your thought on that?
You know what? I agree with you. Because we can't do everything, and I am dealing with those issues right now of trying to organize things so that I can better manage my time and to be happy and at peace with myself, because I have a lot of things going on, a lot of things on my plate, and I'm trying to manage things better. So yeah, I totally agree with that. We can't say yes to everything, and that is I have a big heart, and people ask me to do things, and I'm always trying to accommodate, but I have to learn to accommodate me. And to make sure that I'm well and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm have time for me and for me to exercise and me to get my mind together. So, yeah, I totally understand that.
Yeah. And that's one of the things, you know, one of the dangers of being multi-gifted and multi-talented, you know, because you can do all of these things. But, you know, the question that I ask is, you know, are those things in alignment with your purpose? And this is one of the things that women must do. We have to always give ourselves the time, first of all, when we receive a request, you know, not making impulsive decisions, and we all have been there, making impulsive decisions, you know, but really taking the time to really think about, is this request in alignment with what my purpose is? And if it is not, then I have to utilize that complete sentence that says no.
Absolutely.
That says no.
Right.
I did a post last week on saying no. Come on, let's practice, everybody. No, no, and no again.
No. Right.
Yes, because people will run you down, run you over, and then find the next victim if you're not careful.
Absolutely.
And it's
And
all
I'm
tied
constantly
to, huh?
I said, I agree. I'm constantly experiencing that.
Yeah. And you have to be the one that says no. You have to be the one that protects your boundaries, and establishing boundaries, is very important. So we're going to take a short break, but we're going to pick that conversation up when we come back. And then we'll talk about some of the other great things that are happening in your life. This wonderful award that you're going to be receiving soon. So we'll come right back after this short break. Stay tuned, everybody. Okay. Thank you all for tuning in. Stay tuned.
Come on, come on. God called you to speak everything that you're wanting to see. Answered prayers are yours if you only have faith and belief. By His word, I'm creating my world. Today I can freely proclaim. 'Cause I spoke it, I can see it. I'll obtain it, declaring new life today. Speak a word of healing. Speak a word of deliverance. Speak a word of favor. Proclaim it, possess it. Peace and favor rest on us. God called you to speak. To speak. That you wanted to see. Answer prayers are yours. You have the faith. You only have faith to believe. By His word, I'm framing my world. Today I can freely proclaim. 'Cause I spoke it. I just see it. I'll obtain it. Hey, declaring new life today. Speak a word of healing. Speak a word of deliverance. Speak a word of favor. Speak the word over your life, over your family, over your finances, over your health, over your situation. Oh, favor, proclaim it, possess it. Peace and favor rest on us. Oh, healing. Speak a word of deliverance. Just grab you a scripture and proclaim the word. Confess it, then possess it. Now remember what you say out of your mouth has power. There's power in the tongue. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. Till it changes. I said till it changes. Speak the word until it changes. Speak it. Till it changes. Until it changes. Until it changes. Speak a word. Speak a word. Just get you a scripture. Until it changes. When you wake up in the morning, when you go to bed at night, just speak the word. Until it changes. Speak till it
love that song. That's Speak It by Andrea Dumas. She's a member of my church, and I appreciate that song because it reminds us to speak the word about our lives and over our lives. So, Telishia, we are back, and again, thank you so much for being my guest. I want to wrap up just that ending of that conversation, just about knowing our boundaries and establishing our boundaries. And you do so much, and so share what are some of the ways that you retreat. That's what I call it, retreat, to get yourself rejuvenated and re-energized.
Well, you know what?
Was that a laugh?
Working out.
Was that a laugh?
That's like funny, because I'm working on finding ways to retreat.
Mm-hmm.
Right now I am closed off in a room by myself, and it is such a peace. So just finding, to me, getting in my word, and I love gospel music.
Mm-hmm.
I will get my music and allow it to minister to me,
mm-hmm.
and work out. It's good for my mind and as well as my health to work out. And that's something that I really enjoy doing. I need to do a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Finding some time to do that, but just finding things to do to make you happy, whether it's a hobby, mm-hmm. or taking a drive, taking a walk, mm-hmm. finding things that help you find peace.
Yeah.
So I encourage people to find peace. Nothing like peace and peace of mind and
mm-hmm.
peace of heart,
mm-hmm.
and things that keep you at peace.
Yeah. I totally agree with that. I had foot surgery in February, so this morning I had my last appointment with my doctor, so I'm just feeling good today so I can get back on my exercise grind. And I always tell people, because I'm in the house with all testosterone, I'm the only woman up in there, and so I have to exercise or I will kill everybody in there. So yes, I wholeheartedly agree with the exercising. I think it's important, as you said, for each person to find where they can find peace. But I think it's important that we retreat, and particularly when we are busy, because, busy women need to work hard and we play hard. So that means the retreat. And sometimes I was serving a congregation a couple of weeks ago in Virginia, and while I was there, I said, you know what? I'm going to get me a massage and a facial, and that's exactly what I did before I came back home.
So do that.
Huh?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I said we need to do that. Pamper yourself. Love on yourself.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. So I'm glad that you are working out and taking some time for you, because you're doing so many wonderful things. And that brings us to this awesome award that you're going to be receiving next week or the week after. We have that flyer. It's the Women in Power Conference. And Sister Tanya, she sent it to me this morning and asked if I would share, and of course I will. Yes, graciously. And so you're going to be receiving this community award for your work. So tell us how excited you are about this.
I'm always excited. I feel so honored and so blessed, and I really thank Pastor Tanya for just considering me. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just overjoyed in that. And I look forward to being there with the women. I think it's a conference, a workshop. So I'm looking forward to being part of the entire event.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is going to be awesome. Now, Pastor Tanya, you make sure you shout me out at that conference. I'm shouting out your conference. Make sure you shout me out at your conference. Yes,
I'm sure she will.
Yeah. This is going to be awesome. And, I think it's important to recognize women and the great work they're doing. I had the awesome opportunity to join Sister Cheryl Wood, Playtime is Over, who airs at 2 on Tuesdays before my show. And she had an award ceremony for a few women who are doing some great things about a week or so ago. And it was an awesome event. And I know that this conference is going to be awesome as well because Pastor Tanya has included the recognition and awards portion of the conference to take the opportunity and take the time to recognize the women who are doing great things. And so I want to say congratulations to you, sis, and continue to do this great work that you're doing in print, books, and plays. I mean, you're all over the place. But the thing that I love about it is the same message in different mediums.
Yeah, I really, it has just grown. God has been gracious to me. The Courageous Woman has really grown. Now we're going into Courageous Woman TV. So we're getting out there, and I just look forward to continuing to highlight women who are doing awesome things, such as yourself, and so many women who are doing great things in their communities and around the country. I feel honored and blessed to be able to do what I do.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I'm really excited for you. Now, we have to talk about your son, who is just all on these different TV shows. Talk a little bit about his work since we have this opportunity and this platform. So we giving him a shout out.
Well, I am a mother of 4. Mm-hmm. So I just happen to have kids who are, they amaze me all the time. They just come up with things. So I have a son my only son, he's a professional actor, and he began acting when he was professionally at 12. I used to teach drama, and all of my kids act, but he is the one that really got the bug. I think because I stopped acting, I was pregnant with him. So I was still performing when he was in my belly. So I think it kind of transferred in him.
Yeah.
So he is now, he played Jabari on the TV show Girlfriend. Mm-hmm. He's played in several TV shows, movies, cartoons, and currently he just landed a role on a new show. Mm-hmm. It is called The Hand of God. And I'm so proud of him. He's 24 years old now.
Wow. And
he's doing his thing in Los Angeles. And he's got some other things. He sings as well. So he's got some great, awesome things going on in his life. Mm-hmm. And he has a great testimony as well. Mm-hmm. I have 2 daughters who recently graduated from film school. So they're directing now. Mm-hmm. So they're doing their thing as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. And isn't that a great feeling, when your kids, they want to follow in your footsteps, or maybe not want to, but they end up following in your footsteps, however they get there. And I think that's awesome.
Yeah, it is. It is awesome to sit back and watch them in action. I mean, they used to play like that when they were kids. They would play performing. That just was a natural thing. And when the other kids came around, they were performing and doing shows.
Wow.
And to see them as adults now, and they're doing it on another level, in a serious capacity, and producing and performing on and working with top actors and singers. It's just amazing to watch, and I'm proud of them.
Wow. Yeah, that's absolutely awesome. And I wanted to take the time to highlight him because, of course, the world would have us to believe that all of our sons are, gang banging and selling drugs and all of that. But we don't hear enough about the positive things that our sons are doing. And so I just wanted to just give him a shout out and let him know that we're all so very proud of him. And to keep doing what he's doing. Yeah, keep doing what he's doing. And so, listen, our time, of course, is winding up. The time goes by so quickly. But I wanted to ask you, in terms of your book writing, because I know there are so many women who want to write a book, if you can offer any tips, what you did to get the book done, And I know it takes some time, and sometimes people get into different grooves, and life happens to all of us. But if you can leave with us just some of the things that you did to bring those books to life, that would be great.
Well, first of all, write it. Get it done. A lot of times we say, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to write this book. Get it done. Mm-hmm. And I know people who write books and then they become self-publishers. Right. I think even if you're a self-publisher, you have to do things in a very precise and professional way. Mm-hmm. You know, just because I did my book as a self-publisher, I have my own publishing company, mm-hmm. I still wanted the top designer for my cover. Mm-hmm. I wanted the top editors to edit my book so that even if I'm doing this myself as my own company, I want to be able to flow with the big publishing companies. I'm doing my thing, but I'm flowing just like they flow. I got the top of the line book designer. I had saw this book designer for many years. Mm-hmm. His name is Keith Saunders, and a lot of his books have become bestsellers. And I said, oh my God, one day I want to work with him. And when I finished my book, I called him up and I got him to do my cover. And it may have cost me a little bit more, but I got what I wanted. And I believe that we have to do things in excellence. And whatever it costs or whatever we have to do, I believe that God will make a way for us to do it. Even with the magazine, people told me, well, I have friends who have magazines that, you know, it's going to cost you a lot of money to do a print publication. And God is good because I started that print publication with $30. That's a whole nother story, a part of the testimony. But I did that. I did that. And where there's a will, there's a way. You can get anything you want, have anything you want done. You just have to believe it and walk. I just believe in walking in excellence. I don't want to have do nothing.
Right.
Do everything on the top.
Right.
If there's a top, I want to be there.
Yeah. That's good stuff. And I think we should all be striving for that, particularly when we are representatives for God and for the kingdom of God. I agree wholeheartedly with you that we should be doing that. And, you know, in terms of your process, your writing process, were you writing at a certain time or were you writing when the thoughts came to you? How did you go about getting the work, the actual product done?
Well, being a mother of four, 4 busy kids, I didn't have a specific time. You know, a lot of times I was a stage mom, so I actually finished my book while on the set with my son. So I was busy, you know, constantly. I had to take time that I wrote every day, but it wasn't always at the same time. Or, you know, I tried to write every day, but it's just what you can do with a lot of. Now I'm a little different. I have 3 grown kids now, so my timing is a little different. I'm a little more focused on writing and my writing time now. But when you're a parent, you have to just find a way to do it, or find a way to set your schedule and get it done. I know women who they go to work 9 to 5, but from 8 to 10. The kids know, don't talk to mama. Don't talk to me, you know. And I try to get in that group as well. Yeah. You know, my door's closed. Don't come in here. I'm working. And you have to have that respect and people to understand what you do. You know, whether you're married and have goals and things that you want to accomplish, and have to have the family support you.
Right.
You know, if you have a family, you need that support.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, I wholeheartedly agree with you. You know, you just have to make up your mind to get it done. And I'm going to be following right behind you with my sophomore project that's going to be out in a few weeks, and I'm very excited about that. I took the downtime while my foot was healing to just finish my book up because I started it on Thanksgiving and got pretty much 3/4 of the way. I just finished it while I was down. So I'm just very thankful. And I agree. You just have to do it. And again, establishing the boundaries with everybody that you're in relationship with, from your family to friends, and associates and business partners, whatever kind of relationship, you have to have those boundaries. So, so we're wrapping up our time, and I just, again, want to thank you for coming on to the show this afternoon, talking about your work and all that you're doing. You are a busy, busy lady, so I am so honored and privileged for this few minutes of your time.
Oh, I thank you for having me. I'm so excited for what you're doing for women in the community. I commend you for all that you do, and congratulations on your book. I wish you well with that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm going to be following up with you about the person who did your book cover, because that book cover, I love it. I mean, it just speaks for itself. So, yeah, I'll follow up with you as it relates to that. And thank you so much. And I certainly congratulate you again and Pastor Tanya Bailey and her group, Women in Power. That conference that they're going to be honoring you. And so be sure to take lots of pictures and post them so I can put a couple on the show's website so that we can see that beautiful award for all of the work that you're doing in the community in Michigan there, Flint, Michigan, and all over the world actually, but what you're being honored for there in your hometown. So thank you so much, my dear sister, and know that I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you as well.
Okay, we'll talk soon.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. So thank you all this afternoon. My guest, Telishia Berry, I want you to go to her website, courageouswomanmag.com, and be sure that you get a copy of her latest edition. I was a writer in the January-February issue. I was so excited about that. Had the opportunity to write about faith and the heart. And so that was an awesome opportunity to be able to do that. And so as we close this afternoon, I want to encourage you to go to this panel discussion that's going to be taking place in May. You all maybe remember that we had the co-founder and the co-CEO of Black and Missing on the show back in December. And so they have this panel discussion coming up. They had it originally planned, but of course we were snowed out and iced out. They had to postpone it. So Thursday, May the 7th, they're going to be having this panel discussion about Black and Missing in America. You certainly want to be a participant at this panel discussion. It's going to be very informative and very, very productive. You can go to their website, Black and Missing. They're on Facebook just to find out more information about that panel discussion. Also want to invite you all tomorrow morning to join us for prayer. We have that flyer, and hopefully you were able to jot down the number. But we have prayer Wednesday and Friday mornings from 5 to 5:30. And the difference in this prayer call is not only do we have prayer, but I give a short homily on Wednesday and Friday mornings that will certainly start your day with power, with passion, and you'll have a word that will carry you throughout the day, and certainly some powerful intercessory prayer. Okay? So thank you all so much for joining us today for the Nicole Mason Show. We invite you to set your schedules from 4 to 5 Eastern Daylight Time now, because you never know who you're going to meet on the Nicole Mason Show. Have a great afternoon. Peace.
This is not the time to get distracted.
This is not the time to go off course. This is not the time to lose your focus. Got a work to do for the Lord, and you cannot afford to lose your way. You come too far from where you started, so please don't let the time you've sown be wasted on things that you later regret, wishing you never had. Once you realize it wasn't worth it, your destiny is too important to give up for it.